My mama was the coldest. People come from because my mama loved to do it because she loved to take care of other people.
Mm-hmm.
So it comes out in the food.
Right.
Seasoned just right, flavor just right, and you ain't cook enough of it no matter how much you cook.
Right. It's good. I like the greens and cornbread. We came up on beans and rice and cornbread down south. Beans, rice, greens, beans, potatoes. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
You name it.
But you got to remember, see, we conditioned to see from the lens of the age we live in.
Uh-huh.
But you got to remember, bagged potato chips is not 100 years old.
Right.
Matter of fact, the only thing that's bagged like that that's older than that is popcorn, maize.
Go ahead.
Other than that was our potato chips, our Doritos, our Funyuns. Right? We wouldn't even have potatoes like that back then. Right? The Irish had to come over here and bring potatoes with them because they spoiled their land with salt water.
I looked it up. They said that potatoes was indigenous to South America.
They have something like a potato from South America.
The original one, it was the original potato that they showed us from. It's like a purple. It's a purple one. It's not the. Yeah, it's a darker, a melaninated, kind of like.
Well, we've been had dealings with the Irish for a long time, and so it wouldn't surprise me if it didn't come from South America.
Yeah, it says the potato. It's like by six, maybe 1,000 different kinds of potatoes. Well, I think they originated from South America, and the corn. It's a lot of stuff I'm starting to find out.
You got to remember, lions originate over here.
Yep, I found that out too.
Elephants originate from over here.
Yep, camels.
Camels originate from over here.
The jackal black dog that they said that do for Tahuti, used for Anubis, originate from over here.
But that's really not. That's the Zolo over here. That's Anubis. Yeah. But because there's no Zolo over there, they use the jackal.
Yeah. 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 So that stands the reason that Anubis was down there. And they found Anubis is the mommy that the god of burial and all that, right? Because that dog buries his bones, whatever, they get that, right? But the oldest mommy is found over here. Like the oldest mommy, so they were burying that same style of wrapping the bodies and
funerary rites.
Yeah, that they was doing that over here already before. So what?
That's because I told you Egypt over there was just a satellite of over here.
Go ahead.
And the Egypt over there is Hollywood. The real thing was over here.
Go ahead.
That's just an outpost. All of the temples, the great temples of the world at the pyramid base, whether it's the ones in China, Japan, South America, the islands, under the ocean around the equator, those were all temple priests schools where you taught the boys how to become men, you taught the girls how to become women, right? And teach up family structure. The temple priests begin to be able to teach the people in the community from the practice that they put in the temples. And this is why you had your Garden of Delight story. You learning the temperament of people so that you will know how to be able to manage and control people without having to control a person. Right? So when they understand the psychology, now you can let them roam free and you can control them from a distance like you got a remote control on them.
Right.
I know your temperament. I know what's going to agitate you. So I'm going to put that in front of you and make you triggered as much as possible until you can't control yourself no more.
Right.
Right. Then you break character.
Driving them, putting the steering wheel in his back and driving them.
Yeah.
Taking control of them.
Yeah.
Hey, we got about 5 minutes, y'all. We're gonna take about 2 more questions before we get out of here, y'all. So people get they say we too loud. Let's see. Joseph in the Bible took corn to Egypt. Yeah, he took corn to Egypt, but where did he get that corn from? Because we starting to find out that this mate was the main Egypt, Tamaray of the West. It really was. It wasn't called Egypt. It was called Tamaray, and Tamaray stands for Black Madonna, Mary, Inanna. It always goes back to Madonna. I mean, to Inanna.
Yeah,
Right?
the corn, the corn did originate over here, and it was taken over there. Remember, Egypt over there now older than the Egypt in the Grand Canyon.
Go ahead.
The Grand Canyon is so old, it has more erosion than any of the great pyramids over there in where you call Egypt.
Crack their head, Rod.
The Nile Valley is an outpost. The Emerald Tablets told you that Tahuti rose up in this ship and flew east and settled in the land of the hairy barbarian, and he used his weapon to make them bow and cower before him.
Right.
Right? That wasn't no made up story. That wasn't no children's bedtime story with all the metaphysics and quantum physics formulas throughout the book.
Right.
He's telling you something. Somebody sent him. He tell you in there who sent him, his father.
Right. Inky.
Yeah.
Right. And he came over, he was over here in the city of the gods. The city of the gods was the city of the gods and Atlantis. That were the first places that he was building, besides when he built those pyramids to balance out the earth. But I'm saying he was over here in the city of the gods doing most of the work and the teachers and the
but you got to remember too, all of the pyramids had a gate, a Stargate,
right,
where you could walk in. The one in Arizona comes out was kept calibrated to automatically take you to Giza.
Go ahead.
That's why when people think that Africa and Arizona is back to back, because you walk into this portal, you come out in the pyramid complex over there talking about how the f did I get here?
Right.
It's a portal. It's a Stargate portal. It's guarded by men in black. They will bust a cap in your ass and make you disappear.
Yeah.
They gonna first tell you to leave, but if you still try to wiggle your way in there, you're gonna come up missing.
Well, I can see that they found those Stargates. I know that for sure. And I know that those portholes, it's a whole bunch of, because Tahuti wrote about the portholes. And Inanna wrote about the portholes in the book you told me to go get called Return of Inanna. She talked about going through the portholes to get to the center of the earth. Right? Like she said, it's portholes in those pyramids, and it gets some pyramids in the center of the earth, and you can walk through that porthole and come out in the center of the earth, and where these reptilians live it. Yeah, so I was like, dang,
that's why we didn't need bridges from America to England.
Go ahead.
We didn't need it. All we had to do is turn the dial in the temple and walk in through the waters and come out on the other side and be over there in Stonehenge somewhere.
That makes sense. Somebody told me underground, we had already built tunnel systems all to connect around the world underground.
Yeah, well, not the world. We connected. This land was connected by a tunnel system, and other places in the world had underground tunnel systems. Over here, when they talk about the Underground Railroad, remember how they used to mail the kids?
Yeah.
That was our way of moving stuff across the land at far distances.
Wow.
And they use that to tell a fanciful tale, because subconsciously we'll remember it. And we might even have flashbacks and dreams of past lives of experiencing being shipped from one part of the land to another through a tube. It's moving so fast you just shivering.
Yeah.
Right. So you leaving in Boston, but you ending up in Chicago in only a couple of hours.
Right.
Because that thing moving so fast through them tunnels.
That makes sense. I'm gonna do more research on that. Hey, y'all, everybody ready to get up out of here. Hey, y'all, we had about 5,000 people on tonight. We got about 2,000 on now, maybe more. If y'all want to show Rod some love, he'll do it for the money. But we got this is Rod Hayes Cash App right here. You want to? Everybody send him $1, man. Let me get something to drink real quick. Everybody send him $1, man. Show him some love. And we're gonna have Rod back on when we get more research. Right now, I'm just building out these playlists, and we'll get Rod back on when we have more questions. If y'all want to bring him back on for a Q&A so we can stay updated.
I'm about to be on hiatus for a minute, Elder. I gotta go do some TLC to myself.
Okay. Hey, go ahead, Rod. I got about 200 tapes that I gotta do, man. I gotta get so much. I got so many receipts off of. I know we got 300 tapes, so I can just go through it. Go take notes from every single tape and just. I'm gonna be a while.
Oh, remind me to send you Phoenix hookup. So
yeah. I need to get. That's what I was gonna tell you. I'm glad you said something. I need to get in touch with Phoenix to get her on for the break. Come back with the divination show on the birth chart, so she can go into more on it. Because we going into that, learning that information back, so we can start logging these children's birth and figure out who's who. So we can, because some people come back, like if we know when Emmett Till come back this time, we'll protect him more if we had to than we would. Say if we knew Tamir Rice was Emmett Till, we would have protected him. But they said they don't want us logging the birth. They don't want us start watching. We don't do this no more.
That's what a big mom was used to always evaluate the child.
Mm-hmm.
She checking for birth defects, for just an overall checkup. Mm-hmm. Check his head, his ears, his eye movements, just like the regular doctor do. But she's looking for something that tells her what ancestor this is, whether it's a birthmark, or whatever, a mole, a freckle, mm-hmm. right? Something might tell her who this is. And she'll watch him interacting with the mama, and she'll figure out within about 9 months who that is. Mm-hmm. And that's normally how long it takes for a big mama that's tuned in. She's normally a doula, and she'll be able to tell you, "Oh, this is Uncle so and so right here. This Uncle Willie. Look at he do his face. They're like Uncle Willie, don't he?"
Yeah.
Right. She know who she talking about, but we was told that we don't know what we talking about by following our culture. So they told you that they old wives' tales. Yeah, but go read them. The old wives' tales is all wisdom. That's what the old wives' tales was. Your Sufi stories. Always to increase your wisdom. So if you do find yourself in the power seat, you'll be a wise ruler. Because there ain't no sense of taking you in from being oppressed despot and make you into a powerful, wealthy despot. Leave your ass where you at. Develop your character first. Because character matters. Right? Build yourself up to make yourself qualified to fill the position you want to fill in your life. If you want to be free, try to free as many people as you can. You might mess around and free the whole world by accident.
There you go.
And the more people free, the closer we is to heaven on earth. And that's the destination. And that's why we want to restore the matriarchy.
Right.
So we can restore heaven on earth. Put the power where it belongs, the machine run the way it's supposed to run.
That's right. We're all machine. And the matriarch's coming back to power now. I can feel it,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I wish I had Queen Diallo talk about, I'm going to send it to you, Elder, so you can hear what she's saying about the admiralty jurisdiction being over. She said that's why they're doing all of these courts over Zoom, because they're not supposed to be holding court in the building.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
I wasn't expecting that, but then as soon as she said it, it clicked, because they've been ordered to shut down.
Yeah, send me that.
Yeah, they were ordered to shut down, but that's also ties back to that one video clip that was talking about them sending people to jail for a fine. Most of the stuff they send us to jail for is a fine. but they rather hold us for the free labor instead of allowing us to pay the fine.
Yep, that's right. That's what she said in that tape, the little clip we just played.
Mm-hmm. See, when it was under the Commonwealth, if you committed a crime against the community, you was allowed to buy your way out or serve your sentence.
Community service.
Well, it might not be community service. You might be working on somebody plantation, because back then they had county farms. They didn't have prisons.
Oh, okay.
Right? The county farm was repossessed land from the people who was on the tribes. Homestead Act. Right? So they're setting up homesteads, but they need some labor to work the land, and they can't afford to pay them, so they get them from the prison system. And then they pay the prison system as one entity instead of paying the individual slave.
Right. I seen it.
That's why you end up with a prison industrial complex. Now you got a pipeline from the hood to the prisons, running efficiently through the court system, and the courts are just banks. And that's what the bar is. The bar is the bank. It's where the water where you come out the water, you come onto the bar. The bar is the bank. Right? The judge is supposed to be an unbiased fiduciary, but you don't know that you ain't now one of the plaintiff or the defendant. You just standing there as a piece of information that verifies that they talking about this straw man on your paperwork. You the equivalent of a thumb drive. The straw man is drawn from your genetic code, your biological blueprint, your makeup. And it is this straw man that they created in your name that they can control. But when you break out of the straw man mentality and step into your sovereign thinking, that's when you take your power back. Then you realize that they've been lying to us the whole time, giving us false delusions of grandeur, of we shall overcome, in a system that was designed to make us always be fighting to overcome, but never actually overcome nothing.
Yeah, that's cold.
That's what Jesse said, keep hope alive. Hope is the past tense of help.
Right.
Right? So in order to keep hope alive, you got to keep begging for help.
Damn. That's cold. That's a cold analogy there, man.
Kill hope anywhere it stand at. You don't look for no help.
That's a cold piece of work right there, boy. Jesse whole time working for them people,
when you ain't looking for no help, the truth will come. Because the truth don't need no support, but it'll come to support you. That's why I say, Elijah say, know thyself. He say, a man know thyself, lest ye be free.
Right.
Right. So, and Sun Tzu say, know yourself and know your enemy, victory is assured. Right. So we all know that there's something about the knowledge of self that takes you to another level. So you study the self. What are you? Where you come from? How you get here? Is the story they telling you the true story? Do it match what you feel in your soul? Stop accepting shit that you don't got nothing to do with. Participate in your own salvation. Malachi say the helping hand you looking for is at the end of your own arm. Once we learn to become our own savior, we end up saving thousands of others in the accidental process. That's the incidental result of saving yourself. You save thousands. And then everybody you triggering to save theyself in turn is saving thousands. It won't be taking long before it's contagious, like the 100 monkey effect, affecting enough of us to know that this shit is over and this power base is about to switch back from the corporations to the people. That's why I say you gotta get you a family bank, but they're gonna be teaching family banking at the Small Business Administration when on the turnaround. We're gonna use what was working, but we're gonna use it to work the way we need it to. and not to control us, but to liberate us. Look, these tribes over here, we be minding our own business, but when we have to get involved, we gonna figure out how to win, one way or another. It's more than one way to shoot a gat. There's more than one way to skin a cat, right? And there's more than one way to rise, motherfuckers.
Right, right. And
Yeah, that's it right there. I'm done. I done shot my wad.
On that note, we can drop the mic and walk off stage. Y'all, we're gonna be back. We love you all. Free Dr. Malachi Z. York, free Larry Hoop, free Jeff Ford, free Restore Jamal, free all of our political brothers and prisoners. There's a prisoners of war, pretty much, of this blood conjure, this blood thing to take out the princes on the land. That's what this is all about. And so we're gonna be back for you guys. We love you all. We send divine love to you all throughout the boundless universe. As we prepare for the rise of the matriarch, we send divine love to all the empresses on the land and divine protection.
Into Lake Huron, all that was Shinnecock territory, but they had tribes. They had Mohawk, Tomahawk. They had all of the names are exonyms. The Mohawk didn't call themselves Mohawk. The people called them Mohawk, and the name began to be written in literature. That's how you know who they are. The Apache didn't call themselves the Apache, but that's what the settlers called them, right? And in those names being who they was recognized at in the reading material that was being disseminated, they have to go by the name that's written on the paper in order for the people that's doing the reading to know who they are. It's just like Cherokee. Cherokee is not a tribal name. It's an exonym, and it was used when we was using English language and dealing with English colonizers, which looked like me. They look more like me than any pale face from Europe. The first settlers that came from Columbus expedition to the Mayflower, to all of those were melanated people. We didn't start getting other people until they started advancing and getting land from us through the sweetheart swindle and murdering big mamas in order to turn family plots into plantations. It's all part of the paper genocide.